So next topic, I'd like to drill down into some practical use cases of real program requirements and how to manage the what if scenarios. So, as the requirements get more complex, how do I know if I make a change to my revenue threshold or my training or add a new requirement? What's that going to mean next year? Um, so as you work with multiple vendors, can you share some of your insights, what you're seeing, the types of requirements you're seeing, and the importance of modeling before launch? So over to you, Diane. Not an easy question, but let us know.
As Kelly and Claire have talked about, and we just touched on, it really helps to define it based upon partner business model. Certainly, revenue and training are the top two that we see, right? Everybody, and in terms of sell through, in terms of revenue and training or certifications, how many people have gone through your certification or training? We're starting to see a little bit more training than just certification. Like, have they taken the training versus passing the test, which we can get into a whole discussion about if you want. However, like we're also starting to see many more elements throughout this idea of a customer sales and success life cycle. Things like advice, right? Are you providing advice? Are you know in the with through the sales cycle as a partner, as a expectation or requirement? Are you doing assessments? Are you managing the renewal? On the backside, are you driving customer satisfaction, right? And are measuring satisfaction, driving consumption. We all are in this kind of, consumption model these days, right? What, as a partner, where are you? And we kind of put it into a bigger bucket of contribution. Where's the partner contributing to your, as a vendor's business? And throughout the sales and services cycle, so you have to decide where you care as a vendor, where you want partners to play, and where you're going to play, and how are you going to recognize and reward them for that. So that's part of the question around requirements and benefits. But then there's this whole idea of that Kev talked about around testing or if thens. And like this is the fun part when we're designing partner programs, right? Are all of your partners going to reach the top tier, or only 10% going to reach the top tier and get those benefits? Do you have the resources in-house in services team and sales team and training to be able to support the partners that are going to reach those levels? And we just did a webinar, PartnerPath just did a webinar with Jamf on this around all of the testing that went into before the program was launched, right? There's the designing of it, and then there's like, oh no, we made the requirements too easy, and 50% of the partners are going to hit that top level. Oops, we shouldn't do that, right? So business acceptance testing, we call it that testing a lot. And that's the one side of the what if scenarios, right? In terms of what if, how many partners are going to be in these levels? And then there's the other side of what if testing, which is and through systems, it's allowing your partners to understand what if. What if they take one more training class? What if they get one more person certified? Can you show the partner that if they do more, that they will get to a new level and be able to get more, unlock new benefits? So there is those two sides of modeling. One is for you guys, how many partners are going to consume your benefits, and do you have the budgets and the bodies to be able to support that? And then the other side is really through your automation tools, being able to show the partner if they do more, they might get to the higher tier and unlock new benefits.
That's
Did
yeah,
I just
yeah,
confuse
no, no,
everyone?
that's brilliant. Yeah, no, thanks very much. Yeah, and just on that last point, I can't. Yeah, that's really important. So I think the companies that do that and team really well benefit greatly from it. It's almost like, when I'm a partner, I can see in a very visual way or on a single page, these are the requirements. Here are how I'm doing against those requirements. So if I'm within one training cert of getting to gold, and I get an extra 2% discount, and I get an extra $1 million of MDF, etc., you cannot expect partners to read a PDF guide. You can, but they won't, and they won't even open the email most likely. But sending them, having something like that constantly evolving on your partner portal, that's how you drive engagement. That's how you get them to really get in with you and understand your program and bring that extra piece of revenue, because they will strive to get to the goal because they see the benefit of getting to it. So yeah, Dana, I just wanted to double down on that because that's such an important thing that people don't always see from the partner's perspective. And then if you turn to the other side of that coin is, none of us have ever seen an overstaffed channel team, right? Channel teams are always under-resourced, not over-resourced. And if I'm somebody, and I manage 20 accounts, if I have an easy way to understand which of them are within a whisker of going up the way or a whisker of going down the way, I can then be much more proactive with my partners by using that type of automation to make sure they don't fall down or to make sure that they do get up and they get the associated benefits. And that creates a real sales oriented channel organization versus one that's just totally operational. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I
Go ahead.
don't think
Kelly.
I know I'm listening intently because, for me, this is one of the key parts of a program is the visualization and the automation that absolutely needs to come into play, not only for the partners to drive efficiencies so that they can visually see where am I at any given time, where am I within the program, what do I get, and then if I was to do these steps, what does that mean? And I think that visualization, within the partner program makes it much more transparent to the partners so that they can understand and then count that within their organization of what they have to do, left, right, not necessarily up or down. And then the internal part as well within your organization, having better visibility to the sales organizations that's able to nurture those partners that can see their capabilities and see what the potential is, or also a nudge to remind them there are some things that we want to do together, and helps them navigate what Diane was saying in terms of those benefits, underutilization versus can we expand further for growth, and these are the other things that are available for you. And again, that visualization and efficiency internally is super important too.
That's great, Kelly. Yeah. And Claire, anything you wanted to chime in with?
Just I liked the point that Diane was making around what if every single partner went through every tier and you ended up in a scenario where you're having every single partner at that top tier. It's unrealistic, but it is something you have to consider. And I think you actually need all types of partners to be successful. So the key is to ensure you are engaging in the right way with each type of partner, acknowledging where they are and what makes sense for their business, rather than just looking from a selfish lens of, well, what we want isn't going to work. It's about consideration and acceptance of the maturity of the partner, the right go-to-market for both organizations, and that open and honest communication.